NASRA, Blanchard's towing Xfinity Series. Brady LaBeouf will win the championship and the race in the Butt Kicker 250.
Keith Bradley gets his second championship on the Friday Night Series with the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series Season 8. This rookie season, he will win the championship for the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. If your lawn sprinkler controller is more than 5 years old, give us a shout today. We'll come out and take a look, give you a evaluation, get you set up for a new Wi-Fi enabled smart controller. We can monitor this from our office for you. Give us a shout. We'll come out and take a look. Let's upgrade your controller. It'll save you water. We can save you up to about, we're averaging 47 to 51% with our clients. Feedback we're hearing from us. So give us a shout today. We'll glad to come out and take a peek. Talk to you soon. Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. If you have an outdoor project that we could help you with, we have 0% financing for a year. So if you have a project, you won't be using your money, why not use our money? It doesn't cost you anything. Now's the time to be thinking about that project you always wanted to get done. It might be a lawn sprinkler, might be outdoor lighting, might be drainage, and or maybe outdoor holiday lighting that you need help with. Now's the time to be thinking about that. Give us a call at the office, 410-721-2342, or hit the link below to find out more about TLC's financing options.
TLC is the best in lawn sprinklers, outdoor lighting, holiday lighting, yard drainage, and more. Let us take care of your project. Get your free, no obligation estimate from TLC today.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Hope you guys are enjoying this race. Let's take it down to the booth and get updated on what's going on.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
And we welcome you to coverage of the NASRA 360 Racing Network. And we roll along with the NASRA Cup Series presented by TLC Incorporated and Premier Racing Setup Shops. Tonight we're at Charlotte. It is the Pultz Poppers 225. The Cup cars are less than 5 minutes away from going green flag. And we welcome you to coverage here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. I'm Wesley Outland. Mr. Viking Stephen Bartlett is alongside for the ride. And, of course, as always, Big ol' Steen Hopton. You'll hear him chime in a time or two. He also handles the production. And Steve, I love Charlotte. You know I know this. You know this. I love Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's always a fun place. Mile and a half. You know, the double dog leg. The 24 degrees of banking in the corners. It's just always a fun place at virtually America's home for racing, and that's where these Cup cars are ready to go here tonight under the lights at iRacing Charlotte. Good evening.
Good evening, Wes, and everybody out there and watching tonight. Yeah, Charlotte is it's not only a fun race to watch, it's a fun race to participate in. It's one of my favorite tracks. You got to be careful coming out of turn 4 because that wall narrows, or that track narrows pretty quick, and that wall seems closer than it should be, and it is. But we'll have a good time tonight, and hopefully we can keep the cautions down and have a good race.
I hardly cannot believe they're already in round number 6 of the season, and obviously tonight we are at Charlotte, 225 miles, 150 laps. These drivers will be occupying the Gen 4 car. This is the second time, as we're in the second swing now, of these drivers using these cars. And then we'll move back into Indianapolis next week. Short track racing at Richmond, Talladega coming up in the next 3 races. But obviously the last time we ran the Gen 4 car, Michael Larch got the win at Michigan. Michigan is a totally different racetrack compared to obviously tonight at Charlotte. You look at the point standings, you look at drivers on the outside of the cutoff line, but most importantly, Stephen, you got drivers that's got locks, 4 drivers, some with multiple wins this year, and obviously you win, you're in the playoffs right now, and those 4 drivers of Larch, Holmes, VL, and Merck have done just that.
Yeah, these guys have really come out and started hard. And it's been pretty amazing that only 1 or 2 have actually won a second race. Everybody else so far has just won 1. It almost seems like it's a different driver every week.
Let's take a look at what will be the obviously race analysis for tonight's event here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Again, we're occupying the Gen 4 car. There will be 3 stages, caution flags presented by Serve Pro at the end of every stage. Stage 1 will go to lap number 40. Then they'll go for stage 2 to lap number 90. And then, of course, a 60-lap run to the checkered flag in stage number 3. Remember, stage 2 is presented by the Glass Mechanic. 5 total sets of tires. That is 1 set originally on the cars with another 4 in the pit lane. Fuel capacity at 75%. And then, of course, 3 attempts at green-white checker if need be. We are under the lights. It is nighttime. Temperatures right now, by the way, are 68 degrees. Track temperature 66, close to 67 degrees air temperature. And, of course, it is, as I mentioned, clear conditions under the lights as we get ready for the green flag to fall here. Getting ready to roll here in just a moment with the Pultz Poppers 225 for the NASRA Cup Series. We will take a word real quickly. Here's our buddy Bob Carr and TLC Incorporated. More from Charlotte in just a moment.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. You got a outdoor lighting, landscape lighting system. Maybe we installed it. Maybe it was there, you inherited it in your house and you want to upgrade it. Now's the time to give us a shout. We'll come out and take a look, evaluate what you do have, tell you what you could have. Give us a shout today for all your outdoor lighting needs. We'll talk to you soon. Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. If you have an outdoor project that we could help you with, we have 0% financing for a year. So if you have a project you won't be using your money, why not use our money? Doesn't cost you anything. Now's the time to be thinking about that project you always wanted to get done. It might be a lawn sprinkler, might be outdoor lighting, might be drainage, and or maybe outdoor holiday lighting that you need help with. Now's the time to be thinking about that. Give us a call at the office, 410-721-2342, or hit the link below to find out more about TLC's financing options.
TLC is the best in lawn sprinklers, outdoor lighting, holiday lighting, yard drainage, and more. Let us take care of your project. Get your free, no obligation estimate from TLC today.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Hope you guys are enjoying this race. Let's take it down to the booth and get updated on what's going on.
We're back here, of course, at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and the grid is getting into formation behind the pace car. Here is the starting lineup for tonight's round number 6 of the NASRA Cup Series Pultz Poppers 225. Ryan Johnson will be on the pole. He is driving, of course, his car again, the number 38 machine. Last week he drove Suss's car. Suss back racing again tonight. Jonathan Cofield from Alabama, row 1. Matthew Garrett and Greg VL make up row 2. He's already got a win this year. The redneck announcer, Jacob Reeves, and another man that's won this year, Matt Holmes, in the 5, make up row number 3. Tony Burleson and Tristan Bruce will make up row number 4. As I just mentioned, Joshua Suss back in the TLC Incorporated green and blue number 80 machine to the outside, starting 10th. Another winner this year, Michael Larch, and I believe he's also the points leader in the number 2. Andrew Alzewski and Justin Clapper will make up the first 6 rows here at Charlotte, Stephen.
And in row 7, we have Shane Trotter and, Chase Albright and Shane Trotter. In row 8, Joshua Corner, Jackson Wade. In row 9, we have Tyler Truex on the inside, Cody Knott on the outside. In row 10, Bo Tiffany inside, Robert Walton on his outside. In row 11, Jeff Mert and Jeffrey Johnson.
That's the next 22 rows. Of course, we'll now move into the rest of the lineup. From 22nd on back, of course, that's going to be the drivers of Bobby Grant and Nicholas Tomlinson will make up row number 12. Row 13, Brandon Bullock and Brandon Schumann, the Brandon row. Brian Chu will start 27. Dean Gagliano will be 28th, and Buzzy Mongold will tag the back in the 30th position or 26th position. Robert Walton, Jeff Merck, not in the call for the race as well. It looks like Robert Walton, Jeff Merck, and Bobby Grant are both in the pit lane, so there might be a penalty for Jeff Merck before this race starts. I'm not sure, but that is the way we go here for the opening lap for tonight's race at Charlotte. Looks like they should be looking for a green flag this time by. They might make another lap, actually. It looks like they are going to stay on the racetrack, and it looks like we already got a car coming down onto the pit lane. Problems for one car. Matthew Garrett on pit road early here, Stephen.
I think that might be for a penalty. He probably has to start from the pits, start in the pits. That's what usually happens at the beginning of the race like that, if you see somebody in the pits already.
Gotcha.
And everybody's in the back that is supposed to be in the back for end of lines due to penalties. So we got this about 3/4 of a track before we throw the green flag.
So the drivers are getting preliminary laps. And looks like the lights will go off the pace car now. So we'll now get ready to come to green next time by. And as we mentioned, this race will be 150 laps. 150 laps, 225 miles here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Obviously, the Gen 4 car, as we mentioned, second time seeing these drivers occupy the Gen 4. If you're new to the NASRA Cup Series, obviously we go on 3 different car types: the next gen car, the Gen 6 car, and the Gen 4 car. This is the car from, Boy, oh boy, car of the past, if you will, as they get ready to come to the line. Ready for the start. We're in that TLC Incorporated restart zone for the official green flag. The Pultz Poppers 225 is underway here at Charlotte. Boy, oh boy, couple of drivers not getting up to speed. A little tire smoke on some of these guys in the rear. They finally now break away here, Stephen, and we will stay clean and green to lap 1.
Josh Versus takes the lead away from Justin Clapper as they come into turn 3 right now. I'm sorry, I got the wrong.
Actually, it's going to be Brian Johnson in the lead, yeah.
Followed by Jonathan Cofield and Jacob Reeves. Greg Vielle, Matt Holmes, the top 5.
So this race underway, of course, Ryan Johnson in the lead, the tiny horse. Behind him is Jonathan Cofield. Reeves, Vielle, Holmes, top 5 as they thunder down the back straightaway here at Charlotte into turn number 3. 24 degrees of banking greets these drivers in the corners as they work their way off turn number 4, heading towards the tri-oval. Give the opening lap to, again, last couple of laps. So Rolling Thunder, Ryan Johnson. There's the man on board out of Mumford, Alabama, Jonathan Cofield from the gyro cam. And you can just see him start to reel in the 38, but just can't get around him yet as they work the back straightaway.
Coming into turn 3, we still got Ryan Johnson, Jonathan Cofield on his tail, followed by Jacob Reeves. Johnson's got approximately a 1/10 of a second lead. Reeves is 4/10 behind him.
So Johnson, Cofield, these guys stay in their positions as they work their way back around the racetrack. Dean, if you can, SDK, make the numbers on the track map if you don't mind, buddy. There you go. Thank you. As right now we watch these guys thunder into turn number 3. Look at that battle now, heating up for third. Jacob Reeves on the inside. Here comes now Matt Holmes on the outside. He bounces off the wall. He slams the outside safer barrier coming off of turn 4, and now he's got to try to save and arc that car down into turn number 1 with a lot of damage on the right front, and possibly as he pancaked the side of the passenger, that number 5 machine. That Chevrolet, though, stays in the gases. They're going to go now after him. That's going to be the drivers of Greg Vielle and Bruce going after him in turn 3 as we got a battle for the lead off 4.
Ryan Johnson down at the bottom, Jonathan Cofield at top, trying to get past Ryan. Coming into turn 1 now. It's going to be interesting to see how this track shapes up later on. What's going to be the faster line, the inside or the outside? Because we've seen these tracks, the outside come into play where they get that good run off the top. But right now, it looks like the bottom's going to be the one to stick with as Jonathan Cofield holds on to that lead coming across the start-finish line.
Working across the line now, 6 laps in. Cofield, the driver out of Mumford, Alabama. Now his Chevrolet shows the opportunity of being up in front of that Cofield Motorsports entry. Ryan Johnson of the Mountain Dew entry behind him in car number 38, the man out of, course, Salem, Wisconsin. Jacob Reeves out of Rome, Georgia in the 3rd spot as all these guys now run down Holmes. Here comes the Caterpillar colors of Bruce on the outside, Vielle on the inside, and while they were starting to get shuffled side by side, now they go single file as they work their way back into the corner into 1.
4 cars all battling for that same spot of the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th spots as they kind of stack up a little bit in the turns and then spread out when they get into the straightaways. As we look at Jonathan Cofield now coming across the start-finish line with Ryan Johnson behind him, followed by Jake Reeves.
So Jonathan Cofield in the lead. Look at Holmes again, all the way rim riding off the wall, if you will. Shades of what somebody would do at Darlington. Don't do it at Charlotte, though. You hit the wall, you'll damage the number 5 pretty good. The only mulligan for that driver, obviously, Steve, is because he is a winner earlier in the year. He does have a win. He is going to the playoffs, but right now just kind of being patient, holding on to that spot, if you will, as they go back into the corner. On the inside of him is, of course, now that battle with Trotter on the inside. Well, he thought about it. There goes the number 2 car, as that is Michael Arch on the inside, going around, getting around that driver there of Bruce as they go into 3 and 4.
Yeah, the pit window's about 40 laps, so they should be able to make it to the end of stage 1. And I would imagine there may be a couple of drivers that pit early trying to use that pit strategy to take the lead when everybody else comes in. And then in stage 2, that'll be another close one. So they got 45 laps to go on that one. And then they'll have to make a green flag stop in the 3rd stage.
75% fuel capacity, if you will, Stephen. How many laps could they possibly drive on 75% fuel?
We're looking at about 40 to 42 laps.
So
like
basically 40, 80, 120, basically 3 pit stops these guys will have to make roughly.
Correct. Yeah, they'll stop at each caution for the end of stages, of course, and then they'll have to hopefully make a green flag stop in the 3rd stage.
And as it stands right now, Cofield in the lead. In that 2nd spot, Ryan Johnson, Jacob Reeves, good solid run for him right now in the early going. Doing well around the Speedway.
I'm kind of surprised at how quick these cars are spread out. We're only in lap 14, and they're going almost all the way around the track already.
Yeah, good solid run for these guys right now. Of course, Cofield still in the lead, doing well in that car. Number 58 machine is now Larch on the inside, going after Jacob Reeves. This is for 3rd. Put him now to that spot. For the most part, driver communication's very quiet right now on the racetrack, obviously, with these guys 14, 15 laps into it right now, Stephen.
Yeah, it helps when these cars are spread out like they are right now. You got fewer chances of knocking somebody into the wall or spinning somebody. So everybody's kind of calm, cool, and collective so far, and the cautions, like I said, will be reduced because of they're all spread out.
Obviously watching them work around the corner. Cofield in the top spot. Johnson 2nd. There, of course, is Tristan Bruce right now in the top 10. He's in the 6th spot as these drivers work their way again down the back straightaway. Beautiful looking Caterpillar colors of the Caterpillar Chevrolet as he works his way around. Actually, that's a Dodge, Caterpillar Dodge. My apologies. Crossing the line. Makes me think of the days of Ward Burton driving that car back in the day, if you will, or even Jeff Burton, Stephen.
Yes, sir. I think we mentioned last week that these cars are the Chevy Impala.
Yeah, they're all Chevrolets, yeah.
Right, and in the forums, they have templates to change the front and rear of these cars. So there could be a Ford Mustang out there, the Dodge Intrepid. They've even got some foreign cars on there in the forums too, but we don't have any of those tonight. But yeah, I have seen the Chevys, the Fords, the Dodges out here tonight. Jacob Reeves sporting the Dodge look.
$18 laps completed as they come to the line this time by. Look at now, Suss under attack. That's Joshua Suss in the 80 machine in 10th, getting some company by Andrew Alzewski. And that's the FedEx number 11 on the inside. While that goes on, Chevrolet and Ford 1 and 2 working their way off the corner. So the Gen 4 car is all Chevrolet Impala bodies, but you can change the manufacturing. I think you just hinted on that a moment ago, Stephen, and we've seen a lot of guys do that. Some keep it Chevrolet, but then some do make it the Ford or make it the Dodge. This is the car whenever Dodge was around as well.
Yes, and I was just looking at Greg Vial's car as he passes Jacob Reeves. He's in a Toyota.
Yeah, what is that? A Toyota Camry, right? Yeah, not the Toyota Supra, but Toyota Camry.
Yes.
As all these guys work around the racetrack, it is Cofield in the lead. Remember, stage number 1, 40 laps the distance. Still a long way to go in this race. Something going on as right now. Jacob Reeves. There he is in 5th. Oh boy, battle for the lead now. Heating up. Here comes Johnson. Pulls the trigger down to the inside. Poleman trying to get back around Cofield. Crossover coming if he can get there on the inside. He will not. Johnson leads Stephen down the back straightaway on lap 21.
I think we're going to see these guys go back and forth all night. Looks like both of their cars are pretty solid, as we've watched them exchange leads a couple times already.
Right now, Ryan Johnson in the lead. Cofield in second. Driver audio chat very quiet right now as everybody is working their way around the racetrack. As again, we're trying to get to lap number 40. And Stephen, I reiterate here, and I say it several times, and I don't want to sound like a broken record or a dead horse here, repeating myself repetitively. But this is perfectly what you need to do here at Charlotte or in the first stage. Get out here, ride, fill your car out. Don't do anything aggressive with anybody on the racetrack. Right now, this is just the stage where you basically just knock off laps. See where you're at, see what your car can do, what it can't do, what changes need to be made, and then get ready for that second stage that again, coming up here once we get past lap number 40. And again, a caution will come out as Mumford, the Mumford, Alabama driver, Jonathan Cofield, just about ate the safer barrier coming off of turn 4. He saves the car, but honestly, this is what you need to do. You just need to kind of ride and drive right now. If you can't get around Johnson to win stage 1, if he's Cofield, be happy with second, be happy with 9 points, and basically just move on to the next stage coming up.
Yeah, this is the first time these guys are racing the Charlotte Oval this year, so it's all about feeling out the track and finding out what the car can and cannot do, make adjustments like you mentioned, etc.
Drivers on pit road, Tyler Truex in the 69 machine from New Jersey on pit road. Is this early to be pitting at this time, do you think?
Yeah, it's a little early. The only thing I can think of is he either hit the wall and we missed it, or he's doing some pit strategy here, going to stay out when everybody else comes in at the end of the stage. So we'll find out.
Once again, they thunder back around the racetrack. Another lap on the board. So glad you and yours are joining us for coverage of iRacing with the NASRA Cup Series. As always on the NASRA 360 Racing Network, I'm Wesley Outland. Missed you the last couple of nights, but I'll be here with you this evening, obviously. Thank you, Stephen Bartlett. As right now, I always enjoy working with him. Bigglesteen Hopton working on things behind the scenes. I think he wants to kind of not be on commentary tonight, and that's all good. Got a little technical things he's working on behind the scenes, but watching now Tristan Bruce, the Denver, North Carolina driver, work that wheel in the pink gloves in turn number 3. And very fast stage getting started here right now. As here comes now Matt Holmes. Remember, the Howell, Michigan driver into the wall, overshot his pit box, and he's going to lose valuable time because of that as well, and even more because we're under green flag conditions, if you will, Stephen.
I didn't see either side of his car lift up, so I think he's trying to repair a little bit of damage when he scraped the wall earlier.
Right now, of course, watching all these drivers working their way around the racetrack, hitting lap number 30. We'll go side by side and thank Premier Racing Setups. Here they are. Premier Racing Setups, everything for road setups, dirt, pavement. You need it for dirt, late models, sprint cars, midgets, modifieds, pavement, late models, short track from super late model stock, NASCAR, e-NASCAR, trucks, and modifieds and more. One-on-one coaching lessons. iRacing setup for requests and passes, and of course, much more. Mention NASRA, and of course, get the help from top setup builders across the land. Mention NASRA and get 15% off of your order from Premier Setup Shops. And again, another 15% goes right back into the pocket of NASRA. So thanks again for your purchase if you do it. As right now, we're seeing drivers. Are they pitting early, do you think, Stephen? What do you think? Are they pitting early than we expected?
Yeah, I think so, because I estimated between laps 38 and 42 that they would need to come in and pit. But all of a sudden, we got a lot of drivers coming in, and I don't think it's all pit stop strategy. I guess I calculated the wrong fuel for them.
This is Justin. Hey, the fuel window is between 30 and 35 laps tonight.
Understanding the fuel window is between 30 and 35 laps. 30 and 35 laps is what the fuel window will be. Thank you, Justin White, for chiming in there and giving us that information. Greatly appreciated. And, of course, if you're enjoying tonight's coverage of the NASRA Cup Series, don't forget we rock and roll in the next round of the Goat Locker Racing ARCA playoffs. That'll be tomorrow night. Make sure you join us for that on the NASRA 360 Racing Network at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, not 9 Eastern. And then, of course, the NASRA Cops Concerns of Belief Survivors Truck Series is on Friday night. Don't forget about that special Thursday night or Black Friday race as well with the, of course, Turkey Hangover 350, Black Friday 350. Yeah, happy Turkey Murder Day from everybody at the NASRA 360 Racing Network. And while you're sending out your family and your loved ones and your friends for shopping on Black Friday, I know there's football around, but there's also going to be iRacing. And the Thanksgiving Hangover 350 will be from Talladega Super Speedway. Make sure you join us for a special NASRA race on 9 p.m. Eastern. Boy, the 96 of Jackson Wade into the wall. Boy, oh boy. So we got drivers pitting, and we were told between 30 and 35 laps. So drivers do got to come down the pit lane here immediately within the next couple of laps for the end of the stage. This is really crazy that these guys are having to pit before the end of stage one at lap 40 here, Stephen.
Yeah, it is. I'm kind of surprised. I don't know what happened with my math. Usually I'm pretty spot on, but missed it this time. So between lap 30 and 35 for the pit window tonight. These guys have already started coming in.
It's all good, buddy. Don't worry about that. As right now, again, it is Ryan Johnson still in the lead. Good solid run going on for him. Jonathan Cofield, Michael Larch. Right now, the way they stand on the racetrack.
And speaking of that Black Friday race, the Thanksgiving Hangover race, I'm back in it. I get my new steering wheel base either Thursday or Friday.
There you go. That's awesome to hear. Oh, and I'll be in the broadcast booth tentatively. Right now, final lap winding down. No, I don't iRace. I don't have a steering wheel, and I don't know if I can handle just, using a, if you will, controller. Pressing arrow knobs or something to get by. I don't think I can do that. So.
Yeah, especially at Talladega, there's I've seen guys use a controller at Talladega, and they don't fare too good.
Thank you, Sharon Bruce chiming in, and she said, Ward Burton won the Daytona 500 in the Caterpillar car the year Tristan Bruce was born. So Do the math. What year was that when Ward Burton won Daytona? Wasn't that 2002, if I remember correctly? I want to say it was 2002 when he won the Daytona 500. It was the year after I think Earnhardt passed in 2001. 2002 was also, if you remember, the year when. Remember that when Ken Schrader got busted for he got out of the race car and started messing with no, not Ken Schrader, Sterling Marlin got out of the race car and started messing with the fender under red flag on the back straightaway. That was the year, I believe, in 2002, and that was also the year that Ward Burton did win the Daytona 500. See, I am correct. Thank you, Sharon. Yeah. The famous words from Benny Parsons, the late Benny Parsons, driver, analyst. What is he doing? He can't do that. You remember that, Steven? You remember that day? You remember?
No, I don't. I don't remember. I was in Denver in 2002, but I don't remember.
How old I am again.
Yeah.
How old I am and how knowledgeable I am of the sport. And we have a caution as it is the end of stage number 1. That's the reason why the Serve Pro caution is coming out. So here's the deal. Everybody had to come down pit road. Very strategic strategy, 32 to 35 laps. So we're going to see green flag pit stops unless we get cautions. Stage number 1 is in the books. Give it to Ryan Johnson, the pole man, in the Mountain Dew Zero Sugar Ford Mustang, winning stage number 1. Jonathan Cofield finished second. Of course, Michael Arch third. Tiffany fourth. Andrew Alzewski will finish fifth in stage 1. Jacob Reeves, Greg Vial, followed by, of course, Brian Chu, Justin Clapper, and Tristan Bruce. All drivers, Stephen, that will be credited with stage points from 10 to 1.
This was a real good stage. We had no wrecks, no cautions. We had a few that almost happened. But overall, it was a really good stage, and hopefully we can do this again for stage 2.
It really did work out perfectly. No problems on the racetrack, and obviously these guys did a bang-up job around the racetrack in their respective positions to stay out of trouble. Had a couple of guys get up into the wall, I think, of what happened to Holmes as well as Jackson Wade, but they were able to keep on going. No caution flag except for the one here at the end of the stage, and I'm surprised now, Steven. Here comes everybody else coming down pit road again after they've already pitted earlier.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. They're going to top off so they can hopefully make it as far as they can into stage 2. I doubt anybody will take tires. If they do, that'll be a mistake because it's a little early, unless they didn't take tires when they did. Yeah, I'm thinking they didn't take tires that first time they pitted, so they're going to pit and top off on fuel, get new tires.
So, when it is all said and done, it is Ryan Johnson winning stage number 1. We'll take a break. Here's a word from Bob Carr and TLC Incorporated. Big thanks for them sponsoring the NASRA Cup Series. More from Charlotte in just a moment. Stay with us.
TLC is the best in lawn sprinklers, outdoor lighting, holiday lighting, yard drainage, and more. Let us take care of your project. Get your...
Hey, Bob Carr with TLC. Spring's upon us. If you got a wet yard, it's not going to get any better. Now it's time to give us a call. Let us come out and take a look at your drainage problem in your property. We can get you a solution. The dogs, the kids be tracking in mud. Mom will be mad. So give us a call. Give us a shout today. Talk to you soon. Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. If you have an outdoor project that we could help you with, we have 0% financing for a year. So if you have a project, you won't be using your money, why not use our money? It doesn't cost you anything. Now's the time to be thinking about that project you always wanted to get done. It might be a lawn sprinkler, might be outdoor lighting, might be drainage, and or maybe outdoor holiday lighting that you need help with. Now's the time to be thinking about that. Give us a call at the office, 410-721-2342, or hit the link below to find out more about TLC's financing options.
TLC is the best in lawn sprinklers, outdoor lighting, holiday lighting, yard drainage, and more. Let us take care of your project. Get your free, no obligation estimate from TLC today.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Hope you guys are enjoying this race. Let's take it down to the booth and get updated on what's going on.
And welcome back to the Pulse Poppers 225 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Just finished up around the first stage, getting ready to go green the second stage. Pace lights are now off on the pace car. Coming into turn one more lap. These guys are going to get all racked up and they'll throw the green flag. Ryan Johnson got the pole, is in the that first place spot right now. It's his race to control. Jonathan Cofield will be on his outside in the 58. In third spot will be Michael Larch and Bo Tiffany. And then the next row you have Greg Vial and Shane Trotter, your top six there, top three rows. A lot of these drivers apparently only took fuel when they pitted a little bit ago during the green flag conditions. Came down pit road, took tires and additional fuel during the end of the stage as we watch them come into turn three, getting ready to come out of turn four. Heading
Ryan Johnson. Ryan Johnson will be the guy that'll be ready to bring him back into that TLC restart zone. Big thanks to Bob Carr. TLCincorporated.com for more information as the sprinklers are about ready to flow as they move into the restart box. We move into Glass Mechanic Stage 2 under green again here at Charlotte. It'll take us all the way to lap 90, Stephen.
And hopefully this will go as clean as stage one did. And, And that stage one was fast too. It was completed pretty fast because we didn't have any of those cautions.
Yeah, right now we are already on 28 minutes into this race, and again, as you said, and again as we said, it flew by very quickly. As I do think we got a guy up into the wall, is what we're hearing, and falling back, losing ground. One driver into the wall. That was Matt Holmes, I think, but he got back going. He's up to speed. And we'll stay under the green flag as right now Johnson continuing to be the Pied Piper up in front. Stage number 2 presented by Glass Mechanic. As again, as we mentioned, Johnson up in front. Ryan Johnson leading the way here at Charlotte right now.
Ryan Johnson, Jonathan Cofield, Bo Tiffany, Michael Larch, Greg Vial, the top 5. Followed by Tristan Bruce, Shane Trotter, Jacob Reeves, Tyler Truex, and Matthew Garrett, rounding out the top 10 as they come out of turn 2 into the backstretch.
Look at Cofield stacked up behind the leader. Behind him is, of course, Bo Tiffany. I think it's the first time that we've heard from Bo Tiffany right now being calmly in position. Cofield, Tiffany now getting around Ryan Johnson. Ryan Johnson falling back now as Cofield is the new leader here, Stephen. And now look at Michael Larch going after Johnson for the third spot. Johnson back to third. Here comes Larch behind him. Vial, the top 5, and we're single file all 4.
It looks like Bo Tiffany got a pretty good run on Ryan, and now Michael Larch is there also trying to put Ryan another spot back. so far, Ryan's been able to hold on to it.
Look at Michael Arch, that Pexco Ford Taurus on the inside. Trying to get a run on the 38 machine, Ryan Johnson. Here's a look at what's to come up this week. Obviously, don't forget every Monday through Wednesday, NASRA DSR Electric Truck Series. Now, we were off this past Monday. They're back to it again. Now, Xfinity Series, of course, on Tuesday. Blanchard showing Xfinity. The NASRA Cup Series, of course, tonight. Goat Locker Racing ARCA playoffs on Thursday night, and then, of course, the C.O.P.S Truck Series playoffs as well. And what's so cool about it, you know, Stephen, is we'll literally finish the season and we'll determine a champion, and then we'll turn around and we'll take off for about a week or two, reset, and go right back at it again. Now, I got to ask you a question. Some of the NASRA chat I think I saw on Discord earlier is talking very intently about the new. Is there a new playoff format that NASRA is going to be doing after this year? Is that what I heard?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't had the chance to go through Discord and read some of these messages that they've been talking about.
Yeah.
Between school and real life, I'm kind of busy in the day.
Cofield in the lead. There you see, obviously, the 38 of Johnson right behind him. Larch, VL, Bruce right there, nose to tail, single file as they work their way down from third on to fifth and sixth off turn 2.
Fuzzy Mongol back there in the 97, coming out of turn 4, clipped the wall a little bit and got a little damage on his right side.
And you're on board with Jeff Merck. Jeff Merck obviously on the wheel. There you see him down below. 2 laps down in the top 20.
Looks a little more relaxed tonight coming around the turns.
Yeah. I think Jeff Merck on the racetrack, but again, 29th, 2 laps down. I think he had to start the race on pit road with a penalty, and I think it literally came from what happened Stephen, at Pocono last Wednesday night.
Yeah, that's him and 2 others ended up starting from pit road, and that doesn't help you when you're trying to stay up in the front and be on the lead lap. But Jeff doesn't really have to worry about that too much. He's already locked in with the win.
And I will tell you this as well. Obviously, the driver Keith Bradley, the animal Keith Bradley, who won last week at Pocono, controversial or not, he obviously took off tonight. He's not there. There's on board with Justin Clapper. And notice how every setup is different. You know, we see some guys with the VR headset. He's got the iRig and got the big monitor in front of him. Some guys have 3 or 4 monitors in front of them. Some have that VR headset. And it's just really cool, Stephen, that they have all of the different technology, if you will, to use. You know, I mean, I'm sure that even my iRacing broadcast setup is different than what you use, for sure.
Yeah, I pretty much use the same setup I have for the race, honestly. Same microphone and headset, and then. But when I'm at Talladega and Daytona, I use 3-screen setup for my windshield and that, because I can get a better look out of my left and right side in those close racing conditions. So I know exactly where somebody is on either side of me, if there is anybody there.
And like your setup, mine is basically a big. I have monitors in front of me. One monitor is picking up time and scoring, track map, and information. I have another monitor that is the big screen, if you will, of the broadcast where I'm calling it. And then I have another one for communication on Discord to call the race with you guys. Communicate with, obviously, our race producer, Bigglesdean Hopton, and I go through a mixer board like a professional broadcast. It's a Bay Ringer. mixer board, and then, of course, use Sennheiser headsets, and that's why it sounds the way that it does, right? Silky smooth sounds. As long as internet sounds good, I sound good, right?
Yeah, I didn't think of that. I got some mixing software I use for music, and I'll have to see if I
Silky
can play around with
smooth
that and get it to go live.
Yeah, man. Silky smooth sounds of whatever Bigglestein Hopton just did. He messed with the echo again. That's all I know. The silky smooth sounds. There you go. At Wesley After Dark, if you will. As Schofields in the lead. Tiffany is in second. Johnson third. There's Larch in hot pursuit, trying to run him down on the Pexco Ford Taurus. He won earlier this year. Yeah, that's what I look like. There you see. There's one of the headsets, Stephen, I was telling you about. Yeah, you need to get you some. I'll get some biking clothes to look like you, and you get a headset. And we'll look together. We'll take a picture, right? We'll have a virtual selfie. We'll look like one another.
Yeah, I have to confess, though, I don't wear those clothes when I'm broadcasting. They're way too hot. I've already got the fan on me. I could imagine having that thing on. So, yeah, my setup for broadcasting on my right screen, I have the live timing.
Yeah.
And then in the center screen is Discord, watching what Dean is broadcasting, and I assume that's what you're doing, too. And then on my left screen, I have iRacing up. I usually try to get a chase view going of the rear cars, and that way I can catch any wrecks that are behind everybody.
I got you. Making laps and getting it done, no doubt. That was Justin Clapper, of course, on board with him. Ryan Johnson. Love these camera angles. And that's what we were talking about, right? We were talking about all the different camera angles. How all these drivers look different, use different setups to do what they do. And, of course, there's a way of watching what Ryan Johnson does around the racetrack. Understanding that we're about to start seeing green flag pit stops any moment, Stephen. Working lap number 65 of this race. We're going to see pit road open here.
Yeah, that's about 5 laps early. Because we were expecting him to go about lap about lap 70. That would have been the 30 to 35 laps then. But, yeah, we got... as you said, we got guys coming in. Joshua Suss is in now.
So pit stops are ongoing. Drivers are coming down to the pit lane. Justin Clapper is the man. I'm sorry, my apologies. Joshua Suss and Tyler Truex coming down pit road. Here comes now Matthew Garrett, car number 19. He's on pit road as well. It's right now Jonathan Cofield as the new leader right now, currently on the racetrack. Cofield up in front, Bo Tiffany second, Ryan Johnson third, Michael Larch, Greg Vial, the top 5 as it stands. And boy, that's an awesome camera view from the fans up at the catch fence. Meow, meow. Gotta love it. And yes, there is the little cheap $15 grandstand tickets. I mean that in no disrespect, but there is the small grandstand beside the video board, if you will, Stephen, and it's still there to this day, where you can, watch the race from that grandstand, little small grandstand, if you will. It's real. It's there. I promise.
And it's amazing when, as a fan, you're sitting on the wall like that, how fast these cars are really going. We can't judge the speed on them when you're in the booth like this or when you're broadcasting, but when you're down there in front of the cars like that, they're going a lot faster than you realize they are.
Working back down the front straightaway. Hey, by the way, stage number 2 is presented by the Glass Mechanic. Big thanks to Glass Mechanic, as always, for sponsoring our NASRA Stage 2 coverage throughout the season for all NASRA events on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Working lap number 70 when they come to the line this time by. Lap number 75 will be halfway. Handful of laps remaining to the cross flags. And again, 20 laps remaining to lap number 90 in stage number 2. And Stephen, another clean stage here at Charlotte, flying by for the boys of the NASRA Cup Series tonight.
Yes, it is. And we got Bobby Grant and Chase Albright sitting in the pits now, getting tires and fuel, getting ready to come back out.
Thunder in the turn number 3 on the inside. There goes Johnson. Johnson on the bottom. Up top, Bo Tiffany. This is for P2. Larch watches on and lurks as they close into the line. Jonathan Cofield, the man out of Mumford, Alabama, leading the way. The battle for second now, heating up. There you see it, between Johnson, Tiffany, and Larch. And while that goes on, your leader Cofield's about a second ahead of them as they go into 3.
Jonathan Cofield, a 1 second lead out in front. And Bo Tiffany is about 0.4 of a second behind Ryan Johnson at the moment.
Michael Larch, points leader. And the Pexco Ford Taurus now moving to the lead. He's now the new man up in the number 2 position now, or for third, and he's the points leader. There it is, coming into tonight's event. Got about a 9-point lead over Matt Holmes. Remember, Holmes got into the wall earlier. Right now, he sits in the top 10 and 9th spot. Just got passed by Tomlinson as we're seeing more green flag pit stops, and because that is Matt Holmes coming down pit road, Stephen.
Jacob Reeves just came out of the pit stalls. We saw him on the backstretch re-entering the track.
This is the NASRA Racing TLC Incorporated Cup Series presented by Premier Setup Shop. Say that 3 times fast. Big thanks to all of their partners that make it happen. TLC Incorporated as well as Premier Racing Setup Shops. As right now we see Tristan Bruce on pit road. There goes Cofield. He leads them into the corner. And remember, the pit window, 30 to 35 laps. We'll see drivers come down pit road.
We're looking at about lap 75, 74, 75. Basically, any time now, Cofield should be coming in as we watch Ryan Johnson coming to the pits now.
Understanding Clappers coming down pit road. Reeves is on pit road. Johnson on pit road. Understanding communication from the 18 of Gagliano. He'll be coming down pit road. Here comes a whole gaggle of cars on pit road, including the leaders, Cofield, Larch in. It looks like Vial's in. Bo Tiffany is in. All these drivers at the top 5, top 10 coming out of pit lane here with about 15, under 15 to go in stage 2 here, Stephen.
Yeah, we're going to have a whole bunch come down here in a minute. They just all called them out that they were going to come into pit, and here they are.
As our producer calls it, box.
Getting some freshies, as Dean likes to call it, and top off on that fuel.
This is the Pultz Poppers 225 from the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. The next round number 6, by the way, of the NASRA Cup Series. I'm so surprised, Stephen, how fast this year's flew by, man. And we were so excited. It was so anticipated, waiting for the countdown clock to reach it. And now it seems like we're already heading towards the midway point of the season here.
Yeah, it does. It just doesn't seem like this should be, race 7 already?
Race 6 of the year. Yeah.
It's going by fast, whether it's 6 or 7.
So there is Jonathan Cofield as he works his way again around the racetrack off turn 4. Cofield is up to third. Now he'll go back to the lead because he passes all these other guys. Johnson falling back to second. Tiffany falling back to third. Cofield a little bottoming out of the corner in a shower of sparks, bottoming in the 1 and 2. He is the new man up in front. What a good run for Cofield, the Mumford, Alabama driver right now, Stephen, as we are working now a quick stage number 2 presented by Glass Mechanic flying by here, and we're also past halfway officially in this race, and the second 75 laps are underway now.
Yeah, this race is really going by pretty quick. These drivers are staying clean. We haven't had any caution flags other than the end of stage 1. Hopefully we can do it here in about another 10 laps. Caution free for the end of stage 2. And the way these cars are spreading out, I'm not seeing any NASRA chaos this time for that third stage. But you never know. If a caution comes out, as they say, cautions breed cautions, especially those last 10 laps or so.
Remember, we're in that virtual Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina. Charlotte Motor Speedway actually is in Concord, but it is just outside of Charlotte. Queen City, as it's always referred to. And right now, these guys doing a phenomenal job, just kind of minding their P's and Q's, doing exactly what they do. Make a lap here, make a lap there, stay out of trouble, be consistent. And obviously, we have seen that in this race. Very impressed with the job these guys have done. Again, patience, patience, patience. And we're seeing that here on the racetrack by a lot of these guys here.
And it's not just this series, but the rest of the NASRA series, the trucks, the Xfinity series. They've all really have cleaned it up. We've gotten better racing out of these guys, less cautions. The administrators have done a great job at calming these guys down.
They certainly have, especially after the things that happened last week at the hands of the incident between Keith Bradley and Jeff Merck and some other guys, and it got heated, it got frustrated, and cooler heads did prevail. I think they've tried to restore order. I think that's a nice way of saying it, pardon the pun, but obviously, as we said, Stephen, and we've said it about these other leagues as well, there's got to be some type of ramification or punishment. Can't let the inmates run the asylum, and if things do get out of hand, we got to reel them back in, if you will. The NASRA, Justin White, and Brady LaBeouf and Cody Knott have got to find a way to reel these guys back in and get them back on the same playing field, obviously. And I think that's kind of what happened last week. Yes, yeah. Dean Hopkins telling me in my ear that Jeff Merck started this race with a 3-lap penalty, and he's already got one of his laps back, so he's only 2 laps down. But and again, Stephen, it's kind of what stemmed after what happened between him and Bradley at Pocono last week.
Yeah, and that's what I'm impressed with Justin White taking control of this league. Something like that happens like last week. And he immediately put his foot down and said, this is not going to happen. And we've seen that tonight. It's been a very clean race.
So glad that you and yours are joining us for coverage here tonight. About to close in on under 5 remaining in stage number 2. Believe it or not, 4 to go. There's Ryan Johnson for those that were asking if we're doing camera. We are doing camera. I think you just seen that.
Ryan Johnson putting some pressure on Jonathan Cofield right now as they're coming out of turn 4 to the front stretch.
And we understand any time running out, obviously, as we mentioned here in the second stage. Another fast stage, another clean stage. Do you think we're going to see the fireworks, Stephen, in stage 3 coming up? Or do you think, honestly, this car is just kind of making these guys race the way they're racing right now, and there's a lot more respect being done on the racetrack currently?
Well, I think it's that, and if we do see any chaos, NASRA chaos, it'll be on the restart after the end of stage 2, the restart for stage 3, because these guys have gotten pretty spread out pretty quick, both in stage 1 and stage 2.
So the laps are winding down, obviously, as we mentioned here in stage number 2 of the race, presented by Glass Mechanic. And right now, they'll be coming to the end of it here this time, Bob. They come to the line. This is the final lap of stage number 2. Look at them coming off the corner. Of course, Tiny Horse, Ryan Johnson trying to get after Co-Field, trying to use lap cars as a pick. Can't get there. He'll clear him. Second serve pro caution of the race coming out, and it is because we are at the end of stage number 2.
The yellow flag is out.
Ryan Johnson got stage 1. Jonathan Co-Field, Stephen, will get stage number 2. And we're hearing somebody ran out of fuel, Stephen.
Yeah, Robert Walton. That was Robert Walton. Buzzy Mungle asking him what he was doing. He says, "I ran out of fuel." So we see him here in the 66 Budweiser Chevrolet, now nursing it back, trying to get it back to pit road.
Now, with him running out of fuel, Stephen, and it's under caution, does he have to take a tow now to come to pit road, or?
Yeah, he made it all the way in, so he's good to go. Now, if he ended up stopping in the turn or over there on the back stretch, and just doesn't have any more momentum, then yeah, he would have to get a tow.
Yeah, this was a strategy I don't think that they were expecting either.
So we'll see how many of these guys come into pit and just take fuel, or do they take tires and fuel? Because I know some of them, when they pitted earlier, took tires. So it'll be interesting to see what these guys do here.
Well, you know they got 5 sets of tires. They got another 4 sets available on the pit lane. If they haven't already used them, probably about 2 or 3 more sets left. Yeah, I got a feeling they're probably going to put on new tires and fuel and all of the above as well. So glad you're joining us on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Ryan Johnson won stage number 1. Glass Mechanic stage number 2 went to the driver, of course, of Jonathan Co-Field. We'll thank our sponsors, and we'll get ready for the 3rd stage here coming up in the Pultz Poppers 225. Stay with us. We're back with more from Virtual Charlotte next.
Starbase 1552 Comics. We sell everything a collector would want. Comics, Funkos, action figures, and so many more. A real American comic book shop. We are online only. Starbase 1552 Comics. Find us on eBay Auctions.
TLC is the best in lawn sprinklers, outdoor lighting, holiday lighting, yard drainage, and more. Let us take care of your project. Get your free, no obligation estimate from TLC today.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Hope you guys are enjoying this race. Let's take it down to the booth and get updated on what's going on.
Welcome back to the NASRA Cup Series from Charlotte as the Pultz Poppers 225 rolls along into stage number 3. I'm Wesley Outland. Stephen Bartlett is alongside. Beaglestein Hopton as well. And a fairly clean race. Don't forget to subscribe and like to keep up with all the great content as always of the NASRA world. But Stephen, a very clean race, Viking. No problems on the racetrack, but does that change here now? Stage number 3, patience out the window. What do you think?
I think if there's going to be anything happening, it'll be here on the restart going into stage 3. Other than that, we've been watching these cars get spread out pretty quick within the first 10, 15 laps after the restart. So if anything happens, it'll be on the restart within the next 5 laps, I would say.
Give you a look at the top 10 as it stands right now on the racetrack. It looks like they're trying to get shuffled up for the wave around, and the drivers will now get behind the pace car. They'll come back to green next time by. There's your top 10. The leader, Jonathan Cofield, stage 2 winner. Ryan Johnson, stage 1 winner right there on the front row. He was also the pole car number 38 out of Salem, Wisconsin. In third, Bo Tiffany and car number 35 out of Mebane, North Carolina, originally from Corning, New York. His outside, of course, winner earlier this year, Greg Vial, in the number 56 Napa colors. Moving on to row number 3, Jacob Reeves got a pretty good solid run going for him right now in car number 57, the DSR electric door banging download 57, and the 49 of Mr. Albright. Chase Albright right now sitting in the 6th spot. There goes Mr. Garrett in 7th. Car number 19 up on the outside. The USA Eat Clams Clam Strips entry from New Egypt, New Jersey. Is inside. Michael Arch, the points leader, also with a win earlier this year. He's in the 8th position out of Mantua, Ohio. And moving on to row number 5, there he is, Dean Gagliano, as well as Justin Clapper, Manahawkin, New Jersey, is the driver of Justin Clapper and Dean Gagliano in the car number 18. Top 10,
Green flag,
ready to roll. And corrects my apologies, that was Justin Clapper as well from Concord, North Carolina. Back inside that TLC Lawn Sprinklers Outdoor Lighting Restart Zone. We're underway. Stage 3, it's go time here in Charlotte.
And Jonathan Cofield coming out of turn 2 to the backstretch, followed by Ryan Johnson, Bo Tiffany, and Greg Vial and Jacob Reeves in 5th. So far, it's panning out the way the last 2 stages have. Everybody's single file already through the first probably 10, 15 cars. So I think it's going to be a clean 3rd stage also if they continue like they have been.
Underway, stage number 3. Cars are in the wall off 2 to the back straightaway, and somehow they saved it. Chase Albright almost into the wall, into some other cars as well. That could have been bad.
Yeah, luckily he was Chase was able to regain control of his car. Had a couple of drivers yelling at him, but it happens. You know, especially coming out of turn 4, it's a little deceiving. It's all of a sudden that wall's right there in front of you, and sometimes that track throws you up into it.
Saving that race car and doing exactly that. So another lap goes on the board.
Jacob Reeves battling Vial for that 4th spot.
Jacob Reeves right now in the top 5. He sits in 4th. Solid run for him right now.
Vial up into the safer barrier.
Boy, that could have been bad.
Yeah, I think some of these guys are getting a little impatient. They're trying to push it to regain spots, like we saw Vial just do, and they're getting up into the wall. They're not paying attention to where they are at on the track, and that's getting into some trouble.
Got a feeling they're going to be a little bit more aggressive, obviously, moving in to the end of this race than what it has been recently. Definitely calm, cool, collective the first two stages. Got a feeling it's going to amp up as Clapper under attack inside. Bruce outside Albright. Albright already ate the wall earlier in the 49, and somehow they hold it together again, working back into the corner. And understanding Clapper just got into the wall again. Somehow he saved it. We'll still stay green, Stephen, off turn 3.
Yeah, the good thing about Charlotte, you know, a lot of these tracks, when you get up into the safer barrier like that and rub your right side on it, that safer barrier for some reason just kind of sucks you in and won't let you go. But for some reason here at Charlotte, it will let you go. It's not, you're not stuck to the wall like you are at some other track.
Thank you to everybody that's watching, obviously, our coverage on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe to keep up with all of our great content. And remember, all the races are available on replay. We always talk about it being live, and it's always cool watching it live, but it's always cool also, Stephen, to go back and check it out again on replay. Phenomenal work that, you know, we always enjoy doing, working together, and obviously, it's on archive on YouTube where you can go back and check it out. Maybe there's a highlight from early in the year. Maybe you want to go back and see Daytona and see, you know, if you're having a lazy day like it's been here in North Carolina today, gloomy, hazy, or gloomy, foggy is what the word I was trying to say, just muggy, rainy day. You just want to kick back and put on the big screen TV and watch the previous NASRA Cup Series events or the Truck Series or Cops. You can just check it out in the archive. They do a phenomenal job putting this stuff available. Hit that subscribe and like if you haven't done so. And don't forget NASRA Racing on the world of social media as they are starting to get high, wide, and handsome and loosey-goosey off of turn number 4 as we close in on the final 50 laps of this race here.
Yeah, I don't do it so much anymore, but at the beginning of the season, that C.O.P.S series is when I started working with you guys, and I used to go back and watch the race and take notes. Okay, this is what I could have done, this is what I should have done, that type of thing, and of course listen to you, and then take the feedback that you guys have given me also. So that watching those replays helped a lot.
You listening to me? No. No, I'll tell you, Stephen, man, you've come a long way. You know, you were like a deer in the headlights when you first started. And, you know, obviously being a commentator, and I have so many people say this to me all the time, virtual or reality, and it's like, you know, dude, I have a newfound respect for what you guys do because it is not easy sitting here and try to make something entertaining. And again, I don't want to say that it's not entertaining what we do with iRacing or with NASRA, but when you're painting a picture, when you're telling a story, and obviously all the storylines that we follow year in, year out, week in, week out, race in, race out, and literally telling that to the audience to keep it entertained, it is not easy. You got to pack a big lunch to do this iRacing or real racing world. You got to pack a big lunch to also be prepared when you step into the broadcast booth. As my good friend and colleague, the great Alan Bestwick has always told me, you're only as good as your last broadcast.
And what's funny was at the beginning of all this, like I said, that beginning of the season for the C.O.P.S series it was hard for me because I'm not a talker. I'm usually pretty quiet. But I think this has also helped me in the real world to be a little bit more vocal about things also.
Cofield in the lead. 40 laps to go, but they come back around next time by. This Pultz Poppers 225. has
Caution's
flown
out.
by, and we got a caution. Trouble up into the fence. The 69 is around. Truex is around. Schumann is around. Bottom of turn number 2. Caution out by Serve Pro. It is the first one for an on-track accident. It is the third of the race, counting the cautions for the stages. And the yellow is out in turn 2. Here is a replay for what happened. And there's people getting frustrated in the chat. Justin Clapper into Truex. They both go in the fence. Schumann got collected. And there you see where Brandon Schumann went around to the bottom left. And quickly, anger set in. Steven and Viking, he quickly said, the race director, Justin White, guys, cool it. We're not going to deal with this right now. Let's calm down. And we'll figure this out. We will figure this out after the race is over.
And there was a pretty decent gap between those two cars, too, with Tyler and them. And to me, that looked like netcode.
Let's see here.
Yeah, the way
you don't think the 63 got into the car there? Got into the 69? You don't think so?
Well, according to the system, he did. But yeah, Tyler got thrown pretty hard there for just getting a bump on the bumper.
Cars are on pit road, and they're having pit stops. Could this be the money stop of the race, Steven? What do you think?
We're 40 laps away, 38 laps away. I think they're still a little bit early, but so I think some of these guys, they're wrecking off of the pit box now, coming out of the pits, wrecking. But I think they're just topping off some fuel, maybe using one of their sets of tires. They probably got one more set that they can use, most of these guys. So
it looks like right now, Dean Gagliano, he stayed out. He's going to be the new leader. Ryan Johnson will go back to second. Cofield third. Let's be honest here, Steven. Those have been the two drivers that have been up in front all night long. Seriously.
yeah, they have been. And I think that's a situation where Gagliano, I think he was one of those that pitted early, a little bit earlier. It's either that or he just stayed out. Yeah, so Gagliano pitted early on lap 92, so that's why he's up in the front now. A little bit of pit strategy there, try to take the lead.
Under caution, we'll take a break. More from Charlotte in stage 3. Under 40 to go. We're back in a moment.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. You got a outdoor lighting, landscape lighting system. Maybe we installed it. Maybe it was there you inherited in your house and you want to upgrade it. Now's the time to give us a shout. We'll come out and take a look, evaluate what you do have, tell you what you could have. Give us a shout today for all your outdoor lighting needs. We'll talk to you soon.
Back here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, third caution of the race. It is the first for an on-track incident involving Clapper, Truex, and Schumann off of turn number 2. Drivers have pitted, and 1 to go indication should be given as we'll get ready to go for a restart. I'm Wesley Outland, Mr. Stephen Bartlett alongside the Viking, Bigglestein Hopton. And we'll get ready now for a green flag shootout, as right now these drivers get set for 36 remaining when they come back to the Geico restart zone, which is what we call the TLC restart in zone. Thanks to Bob Carr, TLC Incorporated on Facebook, the website, and Instagram and X if you'd like to know more about them. Thanks to them, of course, what they do with the series. And Stephen, a very quiet race, and now I think the fireworks are about to begin here to decide this Cup race round 6.
Yeah, I think I was wrong on that. No NASRA chaos. I think we might actually have some. And if you notice, Wes, on that restart zone, they have actually changed that to the TLC restart zone. I'm not sure exactly how they did that, but they were able to do it, and it actually says TLC restart zone now.
Where?
On the track where the Geico restart zone usually is. I've noticed that a couple of weeks ago.
Let me see it. How the hell did they pull that off?
I don't know, but I remember seeing it a few races back.
Show me the video of that. I think iRacing will not be happy about that for sure. Let's go back to the restart zone. It is normally...
No,
whoa, trouble! Is that Gagliano? Oh, no! Gagliano spun on the restart. He is in the infield now on pit road. They do not throw a caution. What in the world happened on the start? It looked like Dean Gagliano just lost it coming to the green off turn number 4 in the dog leg here, Steven. Look at this.
Yeah.
He just spun the tires.
Yeah, he before the green flag dropped, he did mention that he was on 16-lap tires and he may not get the jump that he wants. And obviously he didn't. And that was actually the Toyota restart zone, so I admit I was wrong. That Geico restart zone and TLC colors are pretty close to the same, so it still might have been Geico.
Yeah, the Toyota restart zone is actually, that is real. The races that I've announced at Charlotte before, that is the Toyota restart zone, but that was back in the day before they officially signed a official deal with Geico, as Geico being the official sponsor of the restart zone, because O'Reilly Auto Parts restart zone, that used to be a sponsor at Atlanta and Vegas. So yes, Toyota restart zone here at Charlotte, but it is the Geico restart zone now. And again, as I said, we use it as the TLC Incorporated restart zone. And I can already tell you right now, the powers that be are laying down the law to drivers, telling them, guys, let's kind of calm it down here a little bit. Let's not tear cars up, and let's not be aggressive right now. We've all done really good here. Don't want to mess up here at the end to get some people frustrated.
And so far, just that one wreck now for that caution. The other 2 cautions were for the end of stage 1 and 2. And we see Bo Tiffany up here in the third spot. 16 places he has gained tonight. So far, he's the biggest mover of the race.
Bo Tiffany climbing through the field, as you just mentioned. Keep an eye on the driver there, that number 35 up to 3rd.
And Bo had the...
Tristan Bruce, by the way. Tristan Bruce is climbing up through the field as well in the 23, guys. Watch him.
Yeah, Bo Tiffany had the fastest lap during practice, so this really doesn't surprise me that he's up here.
Tristan Bruce now into the top 5. Good solid run for these guys as they work off turn 4. Back to the start-finish line, put another lap on the board.
Yeah, Justin's pretty quick at putting his foot down, getting these guys to clean it up. And as Dean just mentioned in our ear, that looks like that's what's happened already. They've already gone single file all the way back now.
Down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3. There is Tristan Bruce, Michael Larch on the inside. So is Garrett. Garrett also with a good solid run to the 19. That's, of course, Matthew Garrett. Larch on the bottom, battles Bruce. Closing in on the under 30 laps to go of this race, 27 to be exact, when they come to the line. And Stephen, my question is this. Is everybody good to go to the finish, do you think? Do you think they might need to pit again? They last pitted on lap 111. Do you think they can go to the finish?
The pit window's 30 to 35 laps, so no, they're going to have to pit one more time. And I expect them to do that here within the next 15 laps so they can get a good long run, hopefully, to the checkered flag.
Or if they get a caution, obviously that changes everything. But if we get a long green flag run, I got a feeling the pit lane will be interesting between lap number 140 to 145 is what I'm thinking in my head, tallying up the pit window, as you mentioned, unless drivers do decide to go for the undercut. We know about the undercut. Drivers will definitely do that, going for the undercut if they can to try to get an advantage on these guys, especially around lap 135 to 140. 25 laps to go when they thunder around off turn 4, this time by here at Charlotte.
Now these guys are going to push it. They're going to get a little aggressive, hopefully not wreck, but they're going to start pushing it and trying to gain spots. Some of these guys want that top 10. Some of these guys want to get higher up in the positions to get those into race points and get them closer to the playoff.
Boy, tough break for Ryan Johnson. Bad exit off of turn 4. Here comes now the opportunity to lick his chops and pounce on him like a coiled cobra is the driver, Jonathan Cofield, the Alabama man on the inside. Clears by the Wisconsin native. And there you see now Cofield, stage 1 winner. Johnson, stage 1 winner. Cofield, stage 2 winner going after it. And now Bo Tiffany is right there in the mix as well to make it a 3-car battle as we're single file now going back into turn number 1, Stephen.
Yeah, Bo Tiffany's been hanging about a half a second back behind Jonathan Cofield, but he's keeping that gap. He's not getting farther behind at the moment. He's done a good job at staying up there with him.
Don't forget, races up ahead for the NASRA 360 Racing Network tonight here at Charlotte. Tomorrow night will be the Goat Locker Racing ARCA Series. As Garrett's on pit road, the 19. Garrett on pit road. He's one of those guys trying to think to go for the undercut. Goat Locker Racing ARCA Series will be at Iowa Speedway for the playoffs, round 2 tomorrow night. Friday night, it is the Concerns of Police Survivors NASRA Truck Series, the butt kicker, 225, at Homestead Miami Speedway. Homestead Miami. Then, don't forget, the playoffs continue. The DSR Electric Truck Series, Monday night, will be at Talladega Super Speedway. Next Monday night. Next Tuesday night, we will be at Bristol. Next Wednesday night for the C.O.P.S series, I think we're at, what did we mention? Throw the schedule up, Dean, if you don't mind. Where the hell are we going to be at? Yeah, there it is. We'll be in Indianapolis next Wednesday night. That is Happy Turkey Murder Day Eve, also, if you will. And then, of course, we're off on Thursday for the 28th, and then we come back on the 29th with the special Talladega Super Speedway Black Friday event. That is the Thanksgiving Hangover 350. There you go. So even though it's Thanksgiving, all these races are planning. And by the way, we are at the Premier Racing Setups 20 to go, where we were at 20 to go. Now we're at 19 to go. Thanks again, as always, to Premier Racing Setups. We'll throw that little side-by-side graphic to promote them with the Premier Racing Setups 20 to go here for the NASRA Cup Series at Charlotte. Mention NASRA in your checkout at premierracingsetups.com. You'll get 15% off of your order, and 15% goes back into the pocket of NASRA as well. Under 20 to go. Ready to settle it here at Charlotte, and green flag pit stops will be a premium, Stephen Bartlett, to decide who will win here in the Pultz Poppers 225.
Yes, they will, and they should probably be happening any time now, I would suspect. Just a little note on the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series this coming Friday.
Yes.
This is the race that will decide who goes into the next round, the Fast 14.
There you go. Wow.
So join us for that.
Wasn't last, wow. Oh, Bo Tiffany into the one, and they're crashing down to the bottom of the racetrack. Michael Larch just barely weaseled and got the hell out of it unscathed. Shane Trotter got turned. He slams the inside guardrail down to the bottom of turn number 2. I believe Alzewski got a piece of it. Somebody just come over the radio and said, what an idiot, as frustrations are settling in between Alzewski, the one, and the driver of the number 35 of Bo Tiffany. I think Bo Tiffany, though he got bonsai'd, was able to save it and able to continue. Here's a look at a replay of what just happened here, Stephen.
Oh, wow.
You need to rewind it. You need to rewind it. You need to rewind it more and more. You need to rewind it. Go back to the 1 and the 35, because look at this. What is Shane Trotter doing? Shane Trotter slows down. Larch on the inside. Bo Tiffany nowhere to go. Tags the right rear, or the right front of the 1. Bo Tiffany sideways, dirt tracks it, if you will. Is that Jacob Reeves? He hits the back end of the rear end of the 1, and then here comes Alzewski and sends him airborne, flipping through the air.
You see somebody made a pass underneath him while he was in the air.
Yes, they did. That was the 5 of Holmes. And we just heard in race control, somebody said, man, what an idiot. Like, they just are frustrated that, why would you do that? Look at this again, Alzewski's car. And we need to go on board with the 1. Let's go on board with the Busch Light number 1 of Shane Trotter, all the way off turn 4. Take a ride with him. Look at this. Look at this. And I can tell you right now, NASRA race control in my ear is saying that the 1 of Shane Trotter is being parked for not consistently staying up to race speed. Because he was a hindrance or a hazard on the racetrack, NASRA, Stephen, has deemed that the 1 is parked for the remainder of the race.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Why he was going that slow on the track, I have no idea. But all these guys should be coming into the pits now, get their last top off on fuel, put their last set of tires on maybe, and go to the end. And with 15 laps to go on this restart, it's going to be a NASRA chaos restart.
4th caution of the race, 2 for the end of the stages at 1 and 2, and then 2 cautions for multi-car accidents. They're coming back down onto the pit lane. We'll step away. More coverage from Charlotte as it is getting wild in the virtual Queen City. The finish with 15 to go when we return.
Starbase 1552 Comics. We sell everything a collector would want. Comics, Funkos, action figures, and so many more. A real American comic book shop. We are online only. Starbase 1552 Comics. Find us on eBay Auctions.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. You got a outdoor lighting, landscape lighting system. Maybe we installed it. Maybe it was there you inherited in your house and you want to upgrade it. Now's the time to give us a shout. We'll come out and take a look, evaluate what you do have, tell you what you could have. Give us a shout today for all your outdoor lighting needs. We'll talk to you soon.
So we're back here at virtual Charlotte. We're getting ready to go back to the resumption of this race, but I want to grab Bo Tiffany real quickly and grab the guy from Gundog Motorsports. Bo Tiffany, Bo, what's your take of what happened out there on the racetrack between you and the one? Thank goodness your car's not that badly damaged. You're able to continue.
You know, I don't know. I'm going to have to go back and see it after the race. I don't know. My teammate there was a little faster, so I let him go in the bottom, and I really don't know. I don't know what happened. I didn't see it. Just to be honest with you, just really frustrated to come from 19th with an EOL penalty up to 3rd and be up there racing with the leaders. And we had a heck of a race going at the front. I don't know. Lap cars need a little more patience. Like you see the field come and get to the bottom. I don't know, guys. I don't have anything negative to say. I don't know until I see the replay after the race.
I got you, definitely. Well, how badly damaged is the car? I know you're getting ready for a restart, Bo. You're going to be back in 17th with 13 to go or 12 to go. Is that enough time to try to get up to the front, buddy, or do you think we're just getting started with cautions?
No, I fixed it all, but about 15, 30 seconds, I think, worth, and I had extra set of tires there, so we'll see how it plays out. Hopefully I can make some passes and go for it, and I don't know, hopefully still be the points leader coming out here.
That's right, Bo Tiffany, ready to rock and roll. Of course, the man at a Gundog Motorsports, originally from Corning, New York, now from Mebane, North Carolina. Ready to bring him back to the TLC Incorporated restart zone as the sprinklers are spinning, the tires are spinning as well. Green flag in the air, ready to settle it here in the Queen City of virtual Charlotte. And now, as they settle into the corner, Alabama's Jonathan Cofield gets a great launch on the restart. And they're going to bob him up behind him. Look at this big gaggle of traffic. Steven coming off of 2 with now Cofield pulling away in 3.
Yeah, everybody's going to be fighting for position now because they're a lot closer to those top 10 drivers trying to get up there for them points at the end of the race. As we watch Jonathan Cofield now coming into turn 1 with Ryan Johnson about 0.3 of a second behind him. Tristan Bruce about a half a second now behind Jonathan Cofield with 11 to go.
11 laps to go. They'll be closing in on 10 remaining when they come to the line next time by. And it is shootout time here at Charlotte. 1.5 miles as they thunder across the start-finish line here at the virtual World Center of Americas, of course, home for racing. Cofield in the lead. Johnson in 2. Bruce Larch top 5 with VL, and they work their way into turn 3 single file.
Watching Jonathan Cofield now with Ryan Johnson right behind him. Coming across the start-finish line going into turn 1, your top 5 with Cofield, Johnson, Bruce, Larch, and VL.
9 to go. Single digits. Into turn number 3 on the inside. Cofield in the top spot. Johnson second. Those were your 2 fast cars of the race in stage 1. It was, of course, the driver, Jonathan Cofield. Ryan Johnson got it done earlier as well. These guys battle. Ryan Johnson, stage 1. Jonathan Cofield in the Glass Mechanic, stage 2. And now look at the 23. Tristan Bruce showing his momentum, his strengths, closing in on these guys. And I'll tell you, the race director did lay into him. Justin White, our series director for the NASRA Cup Series, says, guys, let's calm it down. Let's not be aggressive. Let's not do anything malicious or intentional. Let's get to the finish of this thing. And you could tell, for that matter, Steven, that these guys are calm. The radios are quiet on driver chat. We can listen in on that. And right now, these guys are kind of racing each other, even Steven.
Yeah, they've cleaned it up here a little bit. I thought we were going to have a wreck in the back here that I'm watching, but everybody was able to get back to single file, and now they're starting to bunch up again.
Coming to the line, 6 laps to go. It'll be an open hand from your flagman. Next time around, it'll be 5 remaining. It is now under attack. Look at Michael Larch on the inside, on the outside of Tristan Bruce, trying to run him down as they work their way off the corner. Time is running out as they work off turn 4. 5 laps to go. The Ohio driver trying to run down North Carolina's Bruce as they go into turn 1.
Tristan Bruce trying to hold on to that spot as much as he can, and Michael Larch struggling a little bit trying to get back up to him now.
Staying in contention, working their way down to the line. 6 miles remain, 4 laps to go here at Charlotte. This track 1.5 miles as they work into the corner to 1 and 2. Cofield staying on the inside, that double white line with the blue stripe in the middle. Then he hugs up against the safer barrier on the back straightaway. You're on board now, but Ryan Johnson as Cofield slammed the wall. A little shower of sparks from the right rear of the car. Johnson licking his chops. Can he pounce on him? To the line here, Stephen. 3 to go as they go back into 1.
Yeah, if Cofield wants to hang on to this lead and win this race, he's going to have to be a little bit more careful coming out of these turns and stay off that wall, because that can really ruin his night. He hits it hard enough.
Cofield in the lead, Johnson second. Here they come as it'll be the penultimate lap of the race as they work their way off turn number 4. It is Cofield, but Johnson is there. Meanwhile, Larch and Bruce side by side. And now they get single file as they work into the corner into 1.
Ryan Johnson not giving up on trying to get past Jonathan Cofield as he's right on his tail, using a little bit of that draft. Charlotte does have a little bit of a draft on that backstretch, and they use it to their advantage as we watch here. Ryan Johnson gets his nose up to the rear end of Jonathan Cofield, hopefully trying to maybe bump him out of the way or just find some way to get around him as the white flag is out now.
Final time, white flag in the air. That's the Darren Snell Gun Repair. 1 to go. Lap traffic on the inside. Leaders do not use them as a pick. Working into turn number 3. They'll finish it out. Here they come into turn number 3, making a dive. Going for a shot for a bump and run. He cannot get to the back door and the bumper of Cofield. Here comes Jonathan Cofield. Ryan Johnson, more shot to the bottom. He can't get there either. Jonathan Cofield wins the race. He becomes the 5th different winner. 5th different winner in 6 races for the NASRA Cup Series as Jonathan Cofield from Mumford, Alabama takes the Pultz Poppers 225 at Charlotte. Ryan Johnson will finish 2nd. Michael Larch 3rd. We'll grab them on the podium. Tristan Bruce and Greg Leal will finish in the top 5. The driver communication chat, Stephen, is applauding Jonathan Cofield, Ryan Johnson on a job well done, racing each other to the end. The Alabama man gets it done in the 58 Chevrolet.
Yeah, racing each other to the end and racing it clean. I heard Bo Tiffany thank them both for running clean and still putting on a good show. Ryan Johnson almost had him, just couldn't quite get it done.
Yeah, literally had a shot to go for a bump and run in turn 3. He got a little sideways, and it all changed with about 2 to go or 3 to go when Jonathan Cofield bounced off the outside safer barrier on the back straightaway. A shower of sparks ensued. I think he thought he might have really messed his car up. He got back in the gas, got back rolling again, and the 58 of Cofield was then able to work his way, holding off the likes of Ryan Johnson. And Jonathan Cofield now becomes, if we could show the graphic real quick of the winners list of the point standings, Mr. Dean Hopton, I think he's the 5th different winner. He is the 5th different winner on the series. And yep, there it is. And look at this. Look at this now. Jonathan Cofield, he was 11th in the point standings. He was going to make it in by the top 20 in points, Stephen. But with this win, move him now into the top 5 He bumps Bo Tiffany. What a heartbreak for him in the 35. We heard from him earlier. But now 5 different winners in 6 races on the year. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and with that win, Cofield locks himself into the playoffs and takes that 5th spot, as you mentioned. So he doesn't have to work as hard here on out, unless he just wants to play spoiler for some of these other guys.
There is a look at the results, by the way. Time of race, 1 hour, 34 minutes, and 20 seconds when the checkered flag fell. There were 4 caution flags in this race. Jonathan Cofield picks up the win. Ryan Johnson will finish second. Michael Arches third. Tristan Bruce fourth. Greg VL will finish in the top 5. Matt Holmes sixth. Jacob Reeves with a solid top 10 and 7. Tony Burleson 8th. Cody Knott, representing the Pultz Poppers colors, will finish 9th. And Joshua Suss in the Bob Carr TLC Incorporated number 80, the Sergeant, will finish in the top 10. Johnson, Tomlinson, Bullock, Bo Tiffany involved in an incident earlier. The last caution of the race with under 15 to go. Bo Tiffany able to rally back to 15th. Buzzy Mongold with a solid top 20. Jackson Wade also joining the rest of those drivers, if you will, Stephen, in the top 18.
And then in 19th, Chase Albright, followed by Brandon Schumann, Robert Walton, Jeff Merck in 22nd, Justin Clapper in 23rd. In 24th, we have Brian Chu, 25th, Bobby Grant, 26th, Dean Gagliano, 27th, Andrew Alzewski, and Shane Trotter in 28th.
There you go. Rest of the finishing order. When it is all said and done, obviously also Tyler Truex with problems. He was unable to finish this race as well. Remember, Shane Trotter was parked by NASRA after having an incident there with not only Andrew Alzewski, but also the driver of the number 35 of Bo Tiffany, and Jacob Reeves as well. Even they come back with those problems, he'll finish in the top 10. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more in just a moment. We'll grab the thoughts of Cofield, Johnson, Larch when it's all said and done here in Charlotte. Stay with us. The NASRA Cup Series presented by TLC Incorporated and Premier Racing Setups. And we're back with more to wrap it up next.
In a distant kingdom, in a magical realm, there lived people who faced dreadful drainage problems on their lawns. For many years, they suffered from puddles and mud in their yards. Until one day, the saviors from TLC Company appeared with their magical shovels and lifted the wet curse from the kingdom's residents. Forget about puddles and mud. With us, your yard will become a genuine fairy tale nook. Call us right now, and let's transform your drainage concerns into a magical adventure. TLC, where every home becomes a fairy tale.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. You got a outdoor lighting, landscape lighting system. Maybe we installed it. Maybe it was there you inherited in your house and you want to upgrade it. Now's the time to give us a shout. We'll come out and take a look, evaluate what you do have, tell you what you could have. Give us a shout today for all your outdoor lighting needs. We'll talk to you soon. Hey, Bob Carr with TLC. Spring's upon us. If you got a wet yard, it's not going to get any better. Now it's time to give us a call. Let us come out and take a look at your drainage problem in your property. We can get you a solution. The dogs, the kids be tracking in mud. Mom will be mad. So give us a call. Give us a shout today. Talk to you soon.
iRacing, the number one motorsports simulation of the world, and the NASRA North American Sim Racing Association welcome you to the NASRA Cup Series presented by, of course, TLC Incorporated and Premier Racing Setups. The Pultz Poppers 225 is in the books, round number 6 of the year in Charlotte. Jonathan Cofield is the winner. The Mumford, Alabama driver has picked up now the 6th different, or actually correction, in round 6, he's now the 5th different winner on the series. Jonathan, long time coming. What a drive. Your car looked good. Was there any worry about Johnson getting around you, especially when you slammed off the safer barrier on the back stretch with under 5 to go? But you held your own and was able to get it done.
Yeah, definitely. We had a good battle all race. He'd start off and save a little tire, and I'd pass him, and thought I was saving some tire, and he'd run me back down. But it was fun swapping the lead back and forth. I think he got stage 1. I think I got stage 2. Not sure, but
Yep.
Yeah, it was just we went green there with 12 to go. I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna put down 12 qualifying laps. He's gonna kill me." But got a good jump and restart, and just wide open, praying it would hold in turn 1, and got a little gap on them, and just trying to hit my marks, brake heavy, get the car turned, and rock it off the corner.
Jonathan, I'm kind of curious with 5 sets of tires. How bad is this track eating them up?
First run, I didn't get a whole lot of practice in, so I kind of had to learn during the race. Got my right front down to about 43%, and then each run after that, I kind of got a little better.
I'll tell you what, Jonathan, obviously winning in the NASRA Cup Series, what does it mean to you, and obviously getting it done here at Charlotte?
Oh, it's awesome, man. All these guys, good, clean racers. We had a lot of good battles up front. Means a lot. Come in here and win. That was my goal coming in. Make some friends, not drive anybody dirty. Show everybody that I can race with respect, and try to steal a win or two.
And hey, in closing, thank your sponsors. You're in the playoffs.
Hell yeah! Yeah, I'm excited, man. I want to thank NASRA and Dean and Wesley and Steve, all y'all do for the broadcast. Dean, the broadcast looks awesome. Just everybody in the league behind the scenes that runs all these leagues. I know y'all got several. I'm in a few of them, but and then I got Cofield Asphalt Refinishing on the car, Cofield Supply and Surface, SM Racing Products. You ain't got a button box, go check those guys out. Type in Bandits 1, save you a little money at checkout, and that's about it.
Now, this is not racing related, but the Iron Bowl is around the corner. Being from Alabama, are you an Alabama Crimson Tide fan, or are you an Auburn Tigers fan?
War Eagle.
Jonathan. War Eagle? Really?
War Eagle.
War Eagle?
Oh. Got a big old AU on my pit board. Jacob Reeves hates it.
Do you have an AU on the pit board? Can we show his pit board, Dean? Can we show his pit board on pit? Yeah, there it is, right there.
Show my helmet, Dean. I just painted a helmet up that Jake Reeves likes a lot.
Yeah.
Well, next time you need to pull my helmet up. I got a nice little Auburn football helmet painted up there. So
you wear an Auburn football helmet? Oh my goodness,
right.
Jonathan! I liked you. That'll change everything now, right? And obviously, I know Jacob gives you hell too because he's in Alabama. He loves Alabama like I do. So, the Iron Bowl's around the corner. So we'll see what happens at Bryant-Denny Stadium at Nick Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium in a few weeks. So, congratulations, though, Jonathan. Congrats to you, buddy.
Thank you, bud.
There you go. War Eagle, Roll Tide. Congratulations at the end. Jonathan Cofield. I'm getting discombobulated because of him being an Auburn fan, but it is what it is. Ryan Johnson. I know you're a Wisconsin Badgers fan. Am I right? Being up in Wisconsin. Now, are you a Green Bay Packer fan as well? You'll finish second.
Well, to be honest,
he's on the camera, by the way, Ding.
To be honest, I don't really watch college football. I'm not a Packer fan.
Wow.
I live on the border, so I'm actually a Bears fan. It's sad, I know.
Chicago Bears. Wow.
Yeah. Like my family's split. It's like half and half, kind of. So
I heard that. Definitely. You like cheese curds, though, right? I mean, curds are popular. Cheese curds are popular in Wisconsin. And
how do you not like cheese curds?
Exactly. Thank you. See, there you go. Well, let's go back to the race, Ryan. Obviously, you're trying to reel them in like bait on a Pultz popper, fishing hook, pardon the pun, Cody Knott, and basically just ran out of time. And if this would have been about another 10 laps, do you think you would have got around him? Or another 5 laps? I mean, you literally was on his back door. Was you licking your chops whenever he smacked the wall that had the sparks come off the right rear?
Oh, yeah. Man, it was such a good battle with him, like, the entire race. At the end there, I got so close, and I'm like, man, I just didn't have, I don't think, quite enough laps to try and set him up. I was there, but it's like I'm either going to have to hit him. And, I mean, I tried the top, but it just did nothing for me. I lost all that time on the last lap, and I mean, it was worth a shot. Did what I could, and I think I still got to his bumper in 3 and 4, but I'm like, I'm not one that's going to wreck you for the win.
Sure.
That was a lot of clean, respectful racing the whole time, and I'd hate to win it like that. So it was a hell of a battle, though. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, Ryan, you guys, you and Jonathan traded lead back and forth pretty much all night. I take it that Premier Racing setup that you're using tonight did you good?
Yeah, honestly, the setup it felt pretty good. For the most part, really stable. I have grown to love these Gen 4 cars so much. I was expecting it to be a little looser than it was. It got a little tight, but a little loose depending on kind of how you drove it. So as long as you were managing it, you could drive it pretty hard, but keep the tires on it the entire time. And I kind of realized that throughout the race. So I was kind of experimenting earlier in the race with tire wear, seeing what I could save and what I couldn't save, where I could use them. And once it got down to the end there, it was just kind of no holds barred and just go.
Well, Ryan, definitely some exciting racing between you and Cofield, bud. I think you've already got a win on the series, right? So does that make you? No, you don't have a win. That's right. My apologies.
No, I'm only part-time in this series. I've ran
this is about to say
Pocono and this week and 2 second places, so it's not horrible.
So are you going to try to possibly run full-time, or are you only able to commit to the part-time of the schedule for the Cup Series?
For right now, it's just part-time. To be honest, it'll probably only be the Gen 4 races because that's my favorite car. So.
Oh, wow. Why is that? And thank your sponsors in closing. Why is that?
I just love the way it drives. It's what I grew up for the most part watching. It's what I love. Driving them, you have to drive the cars. It takes a lot of skill to hold on to your car and battle other cars in this one, in my opinion. So I have a lot of fun with it. I think it makes the cream rise to the top. But I got to thank everyone at NASRA, all the admins, Brady, Justin, everyone putting everything on. You guys for broadcasting, John Gambit Designs for my paint, and all the drivers for another awesome race tonight.
There you go. There's the tiny horse, Ryan Johnson of that Mountain Dew Zero Sugar number 38 machine. He will finish in the runner-up spot of tonight's race here at Charlotte. Let's go down to the third place man, Michael Larch. Michael the Deuce, Texaco Ford, will finish in the number 3 position. And I think I said Texaco Ford Taurus. My apologies. But when it's all said and done, though, Michael, you were the points leader and a solid finish for you in the top 3 podium. And obviously you've got to win this year. So that's a good thing, right? That's always a mulligan to have.
Absolutely. Been racing pretty good all year. Last week at Pocono, got caught up in some stuff. So actually me and my teammate, Bo Tiffany, we were 1-2 going into last week, and then we swapped. So he was leading the points going into this race. But then he got caught up in some bad stuff there at the end of this race. But all in all, solid race. First stage felt pretty good. I think I started 8th or 9th, got up through the field. Second stage came down right before the end of the stage to pit, And for some reason, iRacing decided to fuel my car up all the way. So I lost a good handful of spots, dropped back to like 12th or something. So from there on, I was just trying to work my way back up through the field. And these guys were racing so hard tonight. A lot of good drivers up front, top 10, top 12, racing super clean. Had a good time. Some good restarts, some hairy moments there. I don't know what was going on with that 18 car on that one restart. He was leading the field and then he got spun out into the infield. Must be his first time up there, but hopefully he gets that figured out. But yeah, other than that, good race.
So, Michael, we found out from Ryan what his favorite car is in this series. What's yours?
I really like these Gen 4s, but I think my favorite out of the three are probably the Gen 6s. I really like how those race and how you can really throw them around anywhere and they just happen to stick. And it's a fun car. Everyone seems to be really competitive in them. You can beat and bang on each other a little bit more than what you can in these cars, the Gen 4s. These Gen 4s, you can door bang a little bit, but you can't bump anyone from behind because you're going to send them flying. So mine would have to be the Gen 6.
Good solid run for you, Michael. Obviously, man, I want you to thank your sponsors, and we'll see what happens next week at Indianapolis. I think that's going to be a really fun track coming up, isn't it? And obviously back to the next-gen car as well.
Yeah, I don't know. The last couple times I've raced at Indy, I struggled there. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I just can't get into the corners or get out of the corners, but my teammates, Bo, Dean, and Jackson, they're going to put in some practice. Shout out to Dean for this race. He put in some practice by himself and gave us some pointers as a team as far as strategy, fuel mileage, where to run, his tires. So that helped out a lot. I just want to thank Pexco Corporation, everyone who runs this series. Justin does a phenomenal job. Brady with the other one that we run on Tuesday nights. And I guess you guys up in the booth week in and week out. It's fun to go back and watch.
Well, thank you very much for your time, buddy. As always, we appreciate you. When it's all said and done, it is Michael Arch finishing in third with a solid podium. I think he'll come away with the points lead as well. Again, Ryan Johnson, the runner-up, and Jonathan Cofield gets it done, winning, becoming now the fifth different winner in 6 races as we move in to next week in Indianapolis. And of course, Pultz Poppers 225, clean. Had a couple of interesting moments at the end there, Stephen Bartlett, but when it's all said and done, I think the 2 best cars up there at the end, that's Cofield and Johnson. Your take of tonight's race, buddy. Always fun working with you. We'll see you. See you next week.
Always a pleasure to work with you too, Wes. Yeah, it was a great race. That first and second stage were nice and clean. The only cautions we had were at the end of the stages. Had a little bit of that NASRA chaos in the third stage, but not too bad. We've definitely seen it worse. And congratulations to Jonathan Cofield for pulling this one out.
And when it's all said and done, a solid run. And again, the driver of Jonathan Cofield picking up the victory. He becomes, again, the 5th different winner. By the way, don't forget to follow us on NASRA. NASRA-Racing on social media, NASRA-Racing.com. Hit that like and subscribe, as always, for the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Goat Locker Racing Arca Thunder Playoffs Round 2, Iowa tomorrow night. And, of course, Talladega will be the place to be coming up again next week as well for not only Monday and also, of course, Friday with that Thanksgiving turkey hangover on Black Friday. We got it for you. I'll be back with you guys next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Going to be fun to carry you along the rest of the way as the playoffs roll into the DSR Electric Truck Series, the Blanchard's towing Xfinity, and of course C.O.P.S Truck Series as well. NASRA C.O.P Series, or the NASRA Cup Series will be next week at Indianapolis, and again, we'll have fun all the way leading up to Thanksgiving. There's a look at the upcoming schedule. By the way, next-gen car next week at Indianapolis, Richmond, Talladega, and Atlanta. The next 4 races on the schedule for the NASRA Cup Series. Thanks to Bob Carr, TLC Incorporated, Premier Racing Setup Shops, and Cody Knott and family from Pultz Poppers for sponsoring tonight's race. The series director of the NASRA Cup Series is Justin White. Behind the NASRA North American Sim Racing Association is Brady LaBeouf and Cody Knott. Producer, director of the NASRA 360 Racing Network is Dean Hopton, a.k.a. Biggles. For the Vikings, Stephen Bartlett, this is Wesley Outland, thanking you and yours for joining us tonight at Virtual Charlotte. Congratulations, Jonathan Cofield, winner of the Pultz Poppers 225. Enjoy the rest of your week.